on his Yahrtzeit today, the 18th of Tammuz. First, I would like to say thank you to Rabbi Levy for hosting the Siyum here. He's a very great neighbor, and we're very glad to live next door to him. We appreciate that all of you took time out of your schedule to participate, and thank you to everyone who learned Mishnayos for this Siyum. Learning Mishnayos provides a special merit to the Neshama, as we all know, and it was especially meaningful and comforting to have this learning done during the pandemic because we were unable to recite Kaddish for many months. However, we were able to get this extra Ilui Neshama and merit for the Neshama through the learning. So that was very special. May we hear good news of the terrible pandemic ending. May Hashem keep everyone healthy. May Hashem comfort everyone who lost loved ones, and may Hashem provide Yeshua to everyone who suffered with their parnasa. Before finishing and making the Siyum, I would like to speak shortly about the idea of a matzeva and connect it to my father. So matzeva was mentioned in two of the Masechtos that I learned. And the interesting thing is that the matzeva tombstone, there were two different words used in the Mishnayos, and then there's a third word used in the Torah. So the word Siyun, Tzadi Yud Vav Nun, that language was used in Moed Katan and Shkolim. The word nefesh, which is referring to a certain part of the soul, that was used in Shkolim. And the word matzeva is used in the Torah by Yaakov, when Yaakov set up a matzeva for Rachel Imenu. The Sefer Gesher Chaim explains that these three words reflect three different purposes of a matzeva, of a tombstone. The word siyun refers to the marker. It's a very practical purpose. We want to mark the grave to warn Kohanim that there's a grave there so they don't go pass over it and become tameh. The word nefesh refers to bringing honor to the soul. The nefesh is one part of the soul, and the Arizal and other Sfarim teach that the nefesh hovers over the grave. This one part of the soul stays by the grave, and it rests on the matzeva. And having the matzeva there brings an honor to the nefesh, to that, and in some way. Not that I understand that. And then the third word, matzeva, refers to marking the grave, so future generations know where the grave is, so they can go there to visit and to daven. So we had three words. Siyun, it's a practical marker for tumah. Nefesh, it brings honor to the soul, and it's called the nefesh because the soul rests, the nefesh rests on the matzeva. And referring to building a monument, that's what the Mishnah uses it for. And then the word matzeva, that it lets people know where the grave is, so they can visit and daven. The Malbim adds an additional purpose of a matzeva, and it's really beautiful. He says, "Hamatzeva she'osim alamesim hula haskir ma'isa v'doros shelo yishkach min halev." The matzeva is set up in order for future generations to always remember the milos, the qualities of this person who passed away. We never want future generations to ever forget, chas v'shalom, who the previous generations were. And this is something that we kept in mind when we worked on the matzeva, the inscription for the matzeva for our father. The matzeva isn't ready yet. The text is ready, but it's still in process. So we're going to have that come as a matzeva in a few months once it's ready. Over this past year, I have been reflecting a lot on Daddy, on the way he lived his life, how he raised his family, how he interacted with others, and how he practiced medicine. There is so much that I have learned from him over this past year, and so much that I continue to learn when reflecting on the nuances of how he acted and how he interacted with others. And on the matzeva, we list its beautiful, beautiful inscription. It really captures the salient qualities. And one of the midos that we mention is that he was kibel kol adam b'sever panim yafos, that he greeted everyone with a pleasant expression. So this midah, I want to especially, we mentioned other qualities too, but this midah I wanted to especially stands out. Our father greeted everyone b'sever panim yafos. He greeted everyone with a pleasant expression and with a huge, warm, welcoming smile that radiated love. But it wasn't just a smile, though. It was also the attention and the focus and the care that he would give when he was with people. No matter what else was going on in his life, no matter how tired he was, how hungry he was, how much pain he was in at certain points, he would put it all aside, and he would focus his attention on whoever was in front of him. and he made that person feel loved and cared. There were so many. I mean, he would have very long days at work, and somebody would want to would ask him to would ask to come over for a medical question, and he would encourage them to come home like as soon as he got home from work, and they would say, "No, look, why don't you have dinner first? I'll come another time." He said, "No, right, come home right then." He was so enthusiastic to help other people because he had a way of helping them, and he wanted to help them, and he cared. And he could have been not eating the whole day or not eating dinner yet. He could have been so tired, and many times he was in a lot of pain. But nobody would know that when they were interacting with him because he just showed them care and love. He was able to put everything aside. And that's something that I've really reflected on recently a lot, especially with my kids. And in a parent-child relationship, he always did that. He was always there for us, and he always focused his attention. He would put everything aside and focus on us. He would make the person feel important. But this wasn't only with family. It was with friends, community, and patients. And just thinking about Daddy's smile brings so many warm memories back. And it brings me back to feeling that he's in my presence and that I'm in his presence. So a few months ago, when I was working on the Matseva inscription with the whole family, I was putting Shammai over here to sleep. And Shammai's very curious, and he asked a lot of questions. So the topic of the Matseva came up. He knew I was working on something. And he asked me what it is, and I was telling him, and then he asked me what's written on it, and I was explaining to him. After I told Shammai, he said, Zaidy smiled every time I saw him. Zaidy smiles a lot. Zaidy smiles a million times. Do you remember that, Shammai? Okay. He said, and then Shammai had a beautiful, huge smile on his face, like he was imitating Zaidy's smile. And then later Shammai asked me, was Zaidy the best ever? I asked, what do you mean? He said, was Zaidy better than Yaakov Avinu? And we had an interesting conversation after that. But it was beautiful to hear my son, Shammai, share those memories and feelings about Zaidy. Those are the impressions that he had. And those are the memories that we all feel. And one thing that stands out is with COVID-19 and the whole pandemic is that we are all wearing masks on our face. And it's very important to wear masks. But I've noticed that it has an effect. We can't see whether people are smiling. We can't see their full expression, their Sefer Panim Yafos. And it almost feels like with Zaidy's smile gone, with our father's smiles gone, the world lost its Sefer Panim Yafos in a sense. It makes me realize how much is lacking in interactions without a visible smile and with this distance that we created with covered, which is all needed. But it's just something to reflect on how much has changed. Daddy left us with a beautiful legacy. Over this last year, we celebrated Mir's Bat Mitzvah, Shlomo's wedding, and Chedva's Bat Mitzvah. And baby Moshe, my parents' great grandson, was born a few months before my father passed away. My father was able to be at the bris. It was one of the last. Probably the last bris my father was at. It was maybe within a week or two of when my father got sick, I think. And the bris was actually delayed a number of times. So it was Siyata D'Shmai that my father was able to be there. But we felt Daddy's presence. And Yaakov, baby Moshe is growing, and it's really beautiful to see him grow. That generation, and my father was able to have nachos from him. We felt Daddy's presence strongly in each of these events. The Masorah that we received from Daddy is continuing. The flame that he left us forever continues to ignite us. Today, amidst our mourning and the Avelos and commemorating the Yahrtzeit, we are also celebrating a life well lived and a life that left a mark on everyone in our family and everyone who crossed his path. Yehi Zifro Baruch. The Siyum is on Shisha Sidrei Mishnah. I learned Chagiga, so I'm going to share the last Mishnah in Chagiga, and then we're going to continue with Hadra. I'm standing here so Shira can see me from the window. Okay, so after a Chag, the courtyard in the Beis HaMikdash needed to be restored to Tahara. So the Mishnah teaches in Chagiga, Ketzad Mavirin al Tahara Azara. How would they remove the utensils in order to restore the Azara back to Tahara? Matbilin et HaKelim shayu b'mikdash. They would do Tevila on all the Kelim in the Mikdash. V'omrim lahem, and they would say to the Amei Haaretz Kohanim, Izharu shelo tigu bashulchan utitamu meuhu. Be careful that you don't touch the shulchan and then make it tameh, because the shulchan they couldn't be tefillah on, because it's too big. Kol hakelim shayu b'mikdash, all the kelim that were in the mikdash, yesh lahem shniyim u'shlishim. They were backups, second backup and a third backup. She'im nitma'u harishonim, because if the first ones would become tameh, yaviu shniyim tachtehem, they would bring the second ones to replace them as substitute. Kol hakelim shayu b'mikdash tunim tefillah, all kelim in the mikdash would need tefillah. Except for the golden altar and the copper altar, because they're like land. Rabbi Eliezer, because of the words of Rabbi Eliezer, the Chachamim Omrim because they are plated with metal. Okay, Terry, you ready for Hadron?
Hadran alach shita sidrei mishnah v'hadra chalan. Datan alach shita sidrei mishnah v'data chalan. Lo nisneshei minach shita sidrei mishnah v'lo sisneshei minan. La be'alma hadein v'lo be'alma da'aseh. Harevna Adonai Eloheinu eskerei soratzva v'tinu u'kefitiyos amcha beis Yisrael. V'niyeh kulanu anachnu v'tzetzaenu v'tzetza'ei amcha beis Yisrael. Kulanu yodei shemecha v'lomdei sorasecha lishma. Me'oivei terchakmeni mitzvosecha kili olam hili. Yihi libi samim b'chukecha leman lo evosh. Le'olam lo eshkach tikudecha kivan chisani. Baruch atah Adonai lamdeni chukecha. Amen, amen, amen. Selah va'ed. Modim anachnu lefanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoseinu. Shesamta chalkenu miyoshvei beis hamidrash ve'lo miyoshvei karanos. She'anu mashkimim ve'hem mashkimim. Anu mashkimim l'divrei Torah ve'hem mashkimim l'dvarim b'telim. Anu amelim ve'hem amelim. Anu amelim u'mekablim sfar. Ve'hem amelim ve'enam mekablim safar. Safar ve'hem amelim ve'enam mekablim safar. Anu ratzim ve'hem ratzim. Anu ratzim l'chayei ha'olam haba ve'hem ratzim l'iv'er shafas. Shene'emar ve'ata Elohim toridem l'iv'er shafas. Anshe damim u'mirma lo yechatzu yemehem va'ani evtach bach. Yehi ratzon l'fanecha Adonai Elohai. Kishem she'azarti L'sayim Shita Sidrei Mishnah Ta'azrini Lehaspil Sidarim Usfarim Acharim U'Lesayimam Lilmod U'Lelamed Lishmor V'La'asot U'Lekayim Kol Divrei Talmud Torasecha B'Yahava U'Zechus Kol HaTanaim V'Samidei Chachamim HaNitzkarim V'Sheishes Sidrei HaMishnah Ta'amod Li U'Lizari Shelo samush Torah mipi umipi zari, v'zera zari adolam, v'kuyam bi, v'hisalechecha tanche osach, v'shofbecha tishmor alecha, v'hakitzosa ki sishichecha, ki vi yirbu yamecha v'yosifu lecha shnos chayim, orech yamim b'mina, Bismola Osher v'Chavod. Adonai Oz li'amo yitin. Adonai yivarich esamo v'shalom. Amen. Amen. Yehi Shemir Avon Barak Neil Mayar. Shmei Kedusha B'Chu, Leil Mekabachos V'Shiraso Tishbachos V'Nechamas Adamian Malmahovim Ramei, Al Yisrael Haravon Malchamidehon Ve'al Kol Talmidei Salmidehen Ve'al Kol Mondaos V'Torai Sod Ve'asa Hadain
Nishmas Eliyahu ben Menachem Mendel HaKohen. Ugmul na ima b'chasdecha agadol yiftoach lo sharei rachamim v'chesed. V'sharei gan Eden eskabel osa b'ahava u'chiba u'shlach lam alochecha u'gadoshim v'atahorim laholicha u'hoshiva tachas eitz achayim eitz tel nishmos hatzadikim hatzidkanios chasidim v'chasidos lehanos niziv shchinoscha lehaspia mitubcha hatzafun hatzadikim והגוף ינוח בקבר במנוחה נכונה בחדווה ובשמחה בשלום כדכתיב יבוא שלום ינוחו על משכבוסם הולך נבוכו וכתיב יעלזו חסידים בכבוד גרנו על משכבוסם וכתיב אם תשכב לא שמחה שכבת בארבע שנסיך תסלח ושמחו לו על כל פשעיו כי אדם אין צדיק בארץ אשר יעשה טוב ולא יחטא וספור לו זכויותיו וצדקותיו אשר עשה תשביע לו נשמתו לתשן עצמתו בקבר מרוב גדול הצפון לצדיקים. וכתיב, מה רב טובך אשר צפנת ליראתו? וכתיב, שומר כל עצמתו אחס נהנה לא נשברה. וישכון בטח בדד ושאנן מתחת רעה. ואל ירא פני גהנום. נשמתו תהא צרורה בצרור החיים ולחיותו בשקיע סנסים מכל נסי עמך ישראל ברחמים. אמן. Amen. Thank you everybody for oh sorry.
Thank you everybody for coming. There's a dessert, a fruit package dessert over there, risers, and also water bottles you can make. Eliyahu Nishmas Eliyahu ben Menachem Mendel HaKohen to take part of the Siyum that you can take home to eat.
Hope everyone is able to hear things all right. Hello, Rosenbaums. Hello, Ben Charles. Hello, Uncle Avi. Hello, Mrs. Katz. Hello, Rebecca Kaplan. Hello, Aunt Gail. Hello, Esty, Vesty. Hello, Miriam. Hello, Dorit and Moshe. Hello, thank you for everyone that joined in.
Yeah.
Nathaniel, thank you there, Nathaniel. Thank you, Nathan Franco, my good friend. Taki, thanks for going in. The Blisker, thank you. Shiri, Viva, Mafolo, Eliza, the Schwartzes, I think you're there. Galaxy J6, thank you for coming. Shabila Ila Nishmas, Eliyahu, Menachem, Mendel. I mean, you guys came virtually. And thanks for all those that helped behind the scenes, Mary and Panela. Should all be in an Aliyah's Neshama for our wonderful father, grandfather, great-grandfather, for baby Moshe, Eliyahu ben Menachem Mendel HaKohen.
I want to say something.
Well, if you want to write something, say something.
Bit of a challenge. On one hand, frankly, I feel like I don't know if I ever want to go back to work. I mean, but Miller. Miller go. Get rid of the troublemaker. He was the one that required the most oversight. Max, Max got a little bit of an issue. And like in 2 weeks, so yeah, we don't exactly trust it. They're on the other hand, we started but at one point, way back, going through that whole learning process. I'm trying to get him to whatever scenario is, I would be happy to get the kids like this was a really good night setting because I'll see from that.
Okay, so I should probably end the Zoom, or Mary, you want to end it? Mary, you're recording, right? Okay. Okay, love everyone. And thanks for everyone, friends and family, friends, whoever came in virtually to be here. Much appreciated.
Yes, thank you
Feel free to
so
do an
much.
extra piece of learning or an extra just positive deed today, good deed. Lezecher Nishmat, in remembrance of the soul, Eliyahu Nishmat, our beloved father, Eliyahu ben Menachem Mendel HaKohen. So remember the bracha.
I mean, it was recorded, so we'll try to send a link. Okay, love you. Love you, Chair.